A new conflict has the world very nervous. Tensions between India and Pakistan escalated overnight when India struck what they claim to be terrorist-controlled sites in Pakistan-controlled Kashmir.
चार की याद करेंगे डेरा मस्ती खाली दिवाली भाई वहाँ देखना वाम कैसे आ रही है वहाँ से अभी वीडियो क्या होगी
Pakistan released a statement claiming the Indian strikes on 9 sites in 3 locations were unprovoked and a blatant act of war, leading them to retaliate by shooting down 2 Indian jets and destroying the Indian Brigade headquarters. Chatham House Southeast Asia fellow Dr. Chetig Bajpapi told Sky News host Peter Stefanovic this conflict is at its core about identity and also about resources.
Well, this is a conflict that goes back to the formation of both countries in 1947 and this disputed territory of Kashmir. Both countries have fought 3 of their 4 wars over this territory. So I think, at stake, it's a question of national identity in some ways. India's secular identity versus Pakistan's Islamic identity. That's why Pakistan claims Kashmir as this Muslim majority territory. So, what's sometimes referred to as the one nation versus two nation theory. I think Pakistan is, of course, an important component of that. So I think this is a long-standing conflict. Added to that is then more material aspects. Pakistan derives its water or river waters from Kashmir. So that is also a key consideration. And it's also important for India. It's an area which is rich in several mineral resources. So I think there is an existential aspect to this conflict, but then it's added to that are more material considerations.
And the world is waiting with bated breath for the next steps from both sides, with the added fear that this war could go to the next level as both nations are equipped with nuclear weapons. Donald Trump commented on the attacks but remained relatively neutral, attempting to stay out of the conflict.
Has there been any reaction to the attacks between India and Pakistan?
No, it's a shame. We just heard about it just as we were walking in the doors of the Oval. Just heard about it. I guess people knew something was going to happen based on a little bit of the past. They've been fighting for a long time. They've been fighting for many, many decades and centuries, actually, if you really think about it. No, I just hope it ends very quickly.
Online commentators are expressing great fear, particularly as this conflict has the potential to go nuclear. This commentator said, "India and Pakistan are entering a hot war. Both are nuclear-armed nations, and it should shake your boots off." This person doubled down, saying, just in case you missed it, 2 neighbouring countries who hate each other are in a shooting war, and they both have nuclear weapons. But Dr. Chetig Bajpapi says India is being very restrained with their attacks so far.
Well, so far the actions that we've seen taken by India are very much in line with what we've seen under the Modi government. So when we saw previous terrorist attacks take place in Kashmir in 2016, we saw India respond with so-called surgical strikes into Pakistan-occupied Kashmir. And then similarly, when we saw terrorist attacks in 2019, we saw India launch airstrikes into Pakistan proper. So the actions that we've seen by India so far are very much in line with its actions that we've seen over the last decade. I think India is trying to control the so-called escalation ladder through precision strikes. Its statements that its actions have been focused, measured, and non-escalatory in nature. The fact that it's targeted so-called or claims to have targeted terrorist camps and not Pakistan military facilities, again, is an indication that it's trying to control the escalation ladder. try to ensure that this conflict doesn't escalate into a broader conventional or even a nuclear conflict between both countries.
He added, no one knows where this conflict will go, if it will remain contained or if it will explode further.
That is the hope on both sides. That it remains to be seen if this sort of a limited tit for tat exchange takes place, and if that suffices in appeasing both countries' domestic political constituencies and also their hyper-nationalist foreign policies. That's essentially what happened in 2016 and 2019. There was a terrorist attack. India retaliated with a precision strike operation. Pakistan retaliated to that, and things died down until there was another. We saw another cyclical provocation that happened back in 2019. But this is obviously easier said than done. There's always a risk of accidental escalation. There's limited external pressure on both parties to try and de-escalate tensions, and both countries have developed a more assertive posture. India under the Modi government and Pakistan under its current army chief, Asim Munir.
All right, well explained. Appreciate your time.